not, we are still looking at scalping. Scalping, it is not different from what we did on Tuesday, last week on Thursday. We were looking at the same thing, but same, that we are now dealing with, it is, we changed the parameters of our of our trading, and we are trying how does it compare with what, so good returns from most of the people who are participating, and therefore we set up the, and this is actually what we have been aspiring from one to another. So now, in brief, on my part, we have been in the challenge. Scalping, I've been whereby that we were targeting about two pips. Two pips is what we pips of cycle trade cycle of we were given so I've gone I have been consistent for both this and none. There is none which I have been just like manage my I decided to go for 0.004 lot size. What is the implication of that? Once you increase the size of all space, yeah, that have been, because if then it means then that if you go against you, the losses you will incur, they are actually also they are magnified. The same if you actually you get your trade right, your profits also will be magnified, because for one, you are aiming at a high pip, and again, because of the lot size is bigger than we were doing before. So the return, if once you hit your 5 pips, you are going to register better returns. And I think that is one of the reasons why actually we have seen that most of us, we have been consistent, because we are operating at that level where you are going for high pips, the lot size is also increased, and therefore actually from our past experience, even from the previous challenge, whenever there was ranging, more difficult to trade, as opposed to when you have a clear uptrend. Those who have taken uptrend, their bets for uptrend, I'm sure we have not any problems, because that is because therefore that the lot size determines how you are going to do your post. If you have fewer bullets to shoot, you have to use these bullets when you move. Here, I mean that you are not just to enter trades into trades blindly. You are not at night setup, it is right. So once you do that, and like I've noticed that the most that I can be able to take to exhaust my margin, it would be about 42, 45 trades. If I key know that it goes that knowledge, then I know that of just keying in everything. I go for 20 trades, 20 trades, one another, because again, since it has been an uptrend and it has been trending for some time, then there has been enough space to do several setups. And personally, that's what I've decided I will do. I do about 3 setups. I have gathered while it's still moving up, and of course, while as you do it, we keep an eye on on the resistance high, particularly that at any time, even as it moves, you need to keep your eyes on the last high that there was. As approaches there, you really stop in time, posting your trades. Rails will end up you at a point whereby now the market wants to go. It will up the thing. But this is something that most people have sent earlier, have absorbed any losses, meaning that I think that is something that we have operationalized properly, and it is good. It's good, guys. I think we are on track. We seem to be learning every day, and patience seems to be actually patience. I think seems to be really we seem to have mastered the art of patience, because it is key in this trading. Patience. You wait. You have now a few bullets. You don't want to shoot to miss. Just be patient. Watch it. Sit back. Wait. Truly know it is, because when it is trending, it will always be apparent if you are to start coming in. Yeah, and as I said, the market has an habit of when now it makes up its mind that one, so that we get out. The quicker, the earlier you get, you that waiting for some trades to mature to hit their target, because some of them the whatever the trend was faking out that it's going down, then all of a sudden it starts going up, and then there you are done yourself. You can imagine now, and when now it starts going up, which will end up really putting you in some trouble. So patience for me is going to be very important. Don't go after it. Wait. When execute in a relatively short period, you hit your target, you get out while it is still trading. Because as coach has always said, don't wait for it for the market to turn, so that you can get while the actually in that you get out. But if you keep chasing it until it turns unravel. Okay, so colleagues, I think the size I've gone for 0.04. The pips, because I've seen it is moving. Before I started slowly, I was aiming at getting 3 pips. uh, uh, I was like it has been clear with an uptrend, and which is very steep. Pips trend is, and perhaps even some trends. Some trades I try to scratch them. I have some my less noise, if I may use that word as the coach keeps using it. There's less noise in the way it moves. You know, it seems to move in a manner that it gives you time to be able to look at it clearly and see now it is moving. If it is up, if it is retracing, you can see, because the trade cycle takes a little bit longer, and therefore when it moves a bit slowly, but certainly it moves with some certainty, unlike the 1 minute, which will shoot up quickly, come down quickly, then in the process you end up getting mixed up as to how it is moving. So this one, I'm finding it a little bit giving me some peace of mind to be able to focus and make decisions proper. Otherwise, thank you so much for that. I will want to pass the baton to Coach so that you can chip in.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and pleasure to hear from Jackson, the excitement, and more importantly, the success of our project. Our project is to double the $2,000 account, which now is becoming more and more real, more and more realistic. I think I was talking to one of you guys, one of the people in the group, and just sharing how, with the $2,000, some of you are already in 200 or 300 on top of the 2,000. That is in just a few days, which means that your rate of increase of the, is faster than it was before with a $1,000 account. Now, that was deliberate, and even this 2,000 is still deliberate, because the deal can even get sweeter, in the sense that if it's your own money or if you're trading for somebody else, you might suggest, why don't they put 5,000? Well, that's much, much easier to trade. But you see that the 1,000 was not the easiest. But kudos to you guys. Anybody who was able to make from 1,000 to 1,200, basically being able to increase, I would say that was really good. Most professional traders don't even touch $1,000 accounts, okay? But you guys were able to take it and literally learn through with it. So with the $2,000 accounts, things are a little easier, a little better, okay? But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you guys into that professional mindset. Because now you know when your account balance is small, there's certain things that you'll do differently. And when your account balance is big, there's certain things that you'll do differently. Hopefully, as you continue, you will now be playing around with those three things. I think initially I mentioned that at the end in your trading, there will be certain things. Let me just see if I can remember. I kept saying that your total money, the money that you actually are going to make, will be a sum total of your lot size, your number of trades, in this case, number of trades. So because of that, don't worry about the chart I'm putting up here, but I just wanted to scribble something. Okay, I think I mentioned that at the end of the day, really, the amount of money you will make, okay, the amount of money you will make will be a multiple of certain things. One of the things will be your leverage, okay, leverage, okay, and then it will be your lot size, okay, and then your number of pips. Now, if we want to increase the amount of money we are going to make, we can do it by increasing any of this. Okay? There are certain things that we have good control over. There are many that we don't. Okay. For example, for the longest time, I've told you guys on the leverage, you're stuck. You're stuck with 1 to 100, and that is fine. That is okay for now. As you start becoming more and more professional, there are other people or prop firms that might insist that they want you to trade only with 1 to 5. Now, that's very difficult. See, others might say, okay, fine, we'll give you 1 to 50. Again, that's still difficult. But this is what we chose, Again, you can still go further and do 1 to 200. Okay? But for now, stick to 1 to 100. All right. Then the lot size. Initially, I took you to the lowest, and the lowest is 0.01, which is good. It's actually very good. Okay. Initially, it allowed you to take so many trades, and you could see, I mean, you could actually do almost like 130 or something trades for Euro USD. But then you notice that as this increases, then the number of trades will also increase. So most of you now are doing 0.02, and suddenly you realize you can't take the many trades you used to take before. Now you're down to like maybe 60 or 70. Okay. So now you're down 70 trades. Why? Because your lot size is more. All right. Then back to the other factor, which is pip size. Well, now you don't even think about it. Okay. But you think about it in the sense that you have a pip target when it comes to the scalping. So what pip size do you want? Initially, I was okay with you guys just doing two pips. And 2 pips is okay, but now as you start, you realize there's a lot of commission, all those fees. Hence, you end up doing so many trades to earn so little. But that was okay because initially you are still transitioning from making the crazy number of pips to now focusing on the amount of money you want. So, but now that you know about it, yes, you can increase your pip size 3 or even 4, but you know it's a give and take. Sometimes you increase these things at the risk of other things. But now the details of that is what I'm letting you decide. I'm letting you decide what risk you want to take. All right. But as far as where we are right now, I am five and so on. whichever you feel works best for you. But you also know that this has an implication. The bigger your lot size, the fewer number of trades you will take. So number of trades. If you're the kind of person that has high accuracy, high number of trades, sorry. So this is okay if you have high win rate. If you find yourself having losses, then please stay in the lower lot size. If you still have some losses here and there, stay with the lower lot size. If you're able to do your whole trading session with almost no loss, then you're okay. You can look at the higher lot size, because those small losses will hit you very hard. Okay, and then the last one, number of trades. The time frame. Now, time frame depends on you. There are many of you who still like the fast-paced 1 minute time frame, but then there are others now who have realized that they like to get the 5 minutes, okay, which gives them a little more time to think and see what's going on. So this is, it's up to you. You have to learn now decisions as a trader. Am I comfortable with the 1 minute, or am I comfortable with the 5 minutes? Again, they're both what I call, there are some trade-offs. Where trade-off, I mean, there are some advantages of doing the 1 minute. And what are those? The advantage of the 1 minute is, one, it's moving fast. The market is moving fast, and you are able to get in and get out, get in and get out. Now, relatively, the 5 minute is slower. Okay? What you will see, or what you'll notice, is the behavior of the 1 minute may not necessarily be the same of the behavior of the 5 minutes. What am I saying? What I'm saying, sometimes when the candle is forming, the behavior of the 1 minute, the candle will start to go up a little bit and then go down and then up, and for long it settles. Okay? Whereas the 5 minute will start, sometimes goes up and then comes back, and then goes way down, and then now comes back slowly on the way up. Okay, so I'm saying you find that each of them has its own character. It has its own character. So it's up to you. Whichever one you think you want to take the time to learn. Okay. Now, on the 1 minute again, there's something that you should know, and I call it the price cycle. Okay. The price cycle on the 1 minute is smaller than the price cycle of the 5 minutes. So this is 1 minute. And we said price cycle is from the low to like that high. So you find that from here to there, depending on the day, it should be between 8 and let's say 15 pips. So it helps sometimes to just, before you take a trade, measure the price cycle, just so you have an idea. Okay, so you can measure from there to there, okay, and find out how many pips is it, okay, before you start trading. So if it's a day that the market is not moving much, and you only get like 8 to 10 pips price cycle on average, then yes, you still want to take 2. Remember, you're looking for 2 out of 10, okay? Compared to maybe if the 5 minutes, if you look at the 5 minute price cycle, the 5 minutes may only be giving you 15 pips. So here you have 2 versus 10. Here you have 5 versus 15, which is a higher probability. In other words, which one is easier to hit? Okay. Well, clearly, 2 out of 10 is a much better deal than 5 out of 15. Why? Because 5 out of 15, it means that the market, if this is 15, you have to divide this into 3. So in the 5-minute scalping, you'd have to try to go a third of the price cycle for you to hit your 5 pips. You have to go a third of the price cycle. Whereas on the 1 minute, again, even if it's on a bad day and you have 10 pips, then you're only doing 1 out of 5 because it's 2 pips out of 10. So 1 out of 5. So which one is easier? Well, you can't, it's like comparing apples and oranges. This is a fifth, this is a third. Okay? To me, this makes more sense. Now, that is not to say that if the price cycle here goes to 20 or even 25, if it's 25 and you're only shooting for 5, then that is okay. That is 5 out of 25, which is a fifth. Now, this is the same as that one. Now, the choice is yours. As you get into the market, you can make that decision. However, for me, and I call it best practice, for best practice, by now you should be able to say that I think I'm more comfortable as a 1-minute trader, okay, which means I'll use the 5-minute to guide me, or I am a 5-minute trader, which means I'll use the 30 minutes to guide me. By now, you should probably be feeling like you're settling in a particular, time frame. I hope that the issue of currency is all settled. Okay, currency, it's up to you. You have to pick one currency that you settle in it, and this is the trick of being a consistent, profitable trader in scalping. So pick a currency, one currency, stick to it. Why? Because then you learn the currency. You'll get to know its behavior. Okay? Behavior. By that I mean, when you go back to the candle patterns, you are home and dry because you know how that market behaves. So that you'll be connecting the dots. When you go back now and you review your chart patterns, you'll find that if you're focusing on one particular currency, you can now go back and do back testing, and you start seeing some of the same chart patterns and how you can recognize them on a given time frame. It's 1 minute, 5 minutes. Okay? So that helps. Let's open this for questions and answers. I think what I will do, and this is very, very important, maybe next class, I will try and prepare a class on just the micros, the micro of a scalping trade. In other words, sometimes we are so used to a trade being, okay, our trading being on a trend, uptrend or downtrend. But whenever we don't have a trend, what happens? We get confused. We suddenly lose our focus. So when we have consolidation, that's what I want to look at in our next class. How do you scalp in a consolidation? Okay? To scalp in a consolidation, we need to remember our basics, our chart patterns. All right? We know that the market consolidates more times than it does, on the trends. So I want to look at that in our next class. However, for now, I want to make it open for you guys to ask any question that you might still have. Questions? Nigel, see your hand is up. You have a question? Okay. I don't see any questions. So I'm assuming you're all fine and everything is going okay. If so, that is very good. I am happy. And you should be happy too, actually. You should be happy. I know I haven't been telling you what I'm doing to you guys, but I think I have prepared you guys to a point where now you actually can be an asset to, they call them hedge funds or prop funds. Why? Because you are able to not just trade, you're able to grow an account. And whereas we've just been working on a small account, which now builds and gives you confidence, right now, if somebody gave you a $10,000 account, it's like somebody who was learning to drive in an old, beat up, VW, very, very old, or a Toyota, the oldest you can think about. And then suddenly somebody gives you like brand new, fully loaded, whether you want to call it a Mercedes Benz or BMW or whatever, those luxurious cars. You can imagine, how you not just enjoy driving it, but the way you'll handle it. It'll even feel better. Because if you're doing a $10,000 account, which is $1 million, okay? First, you have a lot of trades you can take. Okay? You can pace yourself. Okay, you can still do 0.01, or you can jump and do 0.1. Now, every time you do 0.1, okay, the one pip you get is almost like another 1 point something dollars. Okay, it's almost like 1-to-1. So if you do like 100 trades, every time you do a setup and you do 100, okay, you almost make $100+ in that one setup. Then you do a second one, you do another almost 100+. Okay. So, and I forgot to mention to you that what you guys are able to do now, being able to make about $100 or actually $200 in one day, if you can, that is the average wage of Americans. Americans make an average about $170 a day. Per day. Hello. So anyway, I don't see any questions. If I don't see any questions, I'll assume you're okay. Hence, we will just call it a night. Okay, Ken, you wanna take over?
All right. Thank you, Coach. So I think someone is really.
You can mute them, or you can mute all.
I'm muting and they are unmuting themselves. Okay.
Oh.
I've muted. All right. So thank you, Coach.
Okay.
I think
all right.
we cannot thank you more than I don't know, words cannot describe what you are helping us to do. You're really sharpening us. Unfortunately for me, I've not been able to take trades consistently. I think the past 2 months now. There's some heavy work we are doing in the office. But as soon as my schedule clears, I'll get back. But I'm really happy with what I'm seeing, with the people, really trading well. And I think we are really learning and getting better every day. And I think I'm really looking forward to Thursday's class that you said. We're also going to look at how do you trade during consolidation, because most of the time when you look at the charts, that is what you see.
Mm.
It's easy for like Jackson says, it's easy to trade when you say it's one direction, like it's uptrend or downtrend. But as soon as a consolidation starts, or what Vincent usually says, trading on the line, trading on the support line, it's most of us get thrown off balance. So that would be a very good asset to add into our repertoire of skills, as we get to the level of where now we are shifting gears to proper professional traders. So with that, I'd really like to thank you, Coach, and I also want to acknowledge the effort that our colleagues and fellow traders are putting in, because it's just this practice that will make us perfect. So thank you very much, traders, and we look forward to more engagements with you.
All right.